make
I
America
mean, was
great
she just
again,
staring at her
Trump.
in shame for the 8 seconds of silence that's going on? Like, you want to talk about leaving your broadcast partner high and dry. I didn't mean to lump you into the millions of people who also voted for Donald Trump, if in fact you did or didn't, Pam. Sorry to say that.
It
right,
also
Pam?
feels like an inside dig a little bit.
I know that everybody is on edge and everybody's super sensitive, but why in the hell can't we say that America is great? The last thing that Pam Ward wants is someone accusing her of being...
The game, everyone was sitting around Fever in their matchup in Vegas against the Aces. And ESPN, they've got the broadcast. Pam Ward and Rebecca Lobo are on the broadcast for this weekend's game. And, well, let's listen to them discuss calling America great and the ensuing fallout.
So they disagree with you.
They do, and I disagree with them, and that's fine. That's what makes America great, right, Pam Ward? I should rephrase that.
Yes.
But yeah, I did think.
Opinion are perfectly
yes,
fine.
that's a better way to say it. Sorry about that.
Good Lord.
So, yeah, referencing Make
I mean,
America
was
great
she just
again,
staring at her
Trump.
in shame for the 8 seconds of silence that's going on? Like, you want to talk about leaving your broadcast partner high and dry. Just stay. Oh, you're really going to go there? You said make America great? Is she eyeballing her and telling her, like, cut it out or apologize during that time? Or did Rebecca Lobo just sink in that, oh, I said something that Donald Trump says, so I better change and I better apologize? That was absurd.
I mean, we've heard less dead air than whenever someone's dropping an F-bomb accidentally on camera and they just have to stop and say, what did you say? Or whenever the apology from the broadcaster, there's a long fly ball deep left field and a home run. There's less of a dead air, just wait for it moment than that in that moment. Should we count the seconds?
I mean, it was 8 seconds. The story up at OutKick now with the exact count. There's 8 seconds of dead air.
2 Mississippi.
8 seconds of dead air, and then an apology for saying that. Look, I know everything is like super heightened, sensitive right now because of what happened in Iran over the weekend, and I know that another WNBA player that I'd never heard of in my life until she said that President Trump should be impeached for the bombing on Saturday night and without getting congressional approval, even though plenty of Democratic presidents have done the same thing without congressional approval and have done things in other countries that are very similar. I know that everybody is on edge and everybody's super sensitive, but why in the hell can't we say that America is great? And here's an example of why America is great. Like, are we really going to give so much power to a campaign slogan of someone you did not vote for or someone you did not like, that America being great, those words apparently have been hijacked to the level that you now have to apologize for acknowledging that the ability to disagree civilly is great, and it's one of the great things about America. That's what they were doing. They were talking about a difference of opinion on officiating. And they said, hey, this is one of the reasons America is great. We have a very different opinion on it, and we can move on, and we can disagree with it, and that's fine. We can't say that anymore. We'll say it on this show, and it's ridiculous that somebody feels like they need to apologize because someone got offended because they said, this is what makes America great.
Yeah, need to rephrase it. And the fact that, let's flip it down to, why does Pam Ward need to then reflect her views on the national broadcast like that in that moment? Is that the W? Is that the WNBA? Or is that just Pam Ward?
It's a group of people living in such a bubble.
It's a bubble.
They're surrounded by only people who agree with them on every topic and that they do not want to insult or offend that bubble. The last thing that Pam Ward wants is someone accusing her of being MAGA or Rebecca Lobo for being MAGA. She's probably looking at her saying, Rebecca, do you know what you just said? You're going to be accused of being MAGA. You're going to be accused of thinking America's a great place.
No,
you want to completely apologize and distance yourself from that statement. That's all it is. They want approval from their bubble.
I want to play it again if we can, because when listening to it, I'm thinking, not seeing it, listening to it, I'm thinking, man, it's not just being accused. Rebecca, you're going to be accused. I think this is, how dare you? It's like a how dare you pause.
Yeah.
And then with the silence, it's, I need to rephrase, ha ha ha, and Pam Ward, yeah, here it is.
So they disagree with you.
They do.
And I disagree with them. And that's fine. That's what makes America great, right, Pam Ward?
Right, Pam?
I should rephrase that.
It's a long silence.
But yeah, I did think.
opinion are perfectly
Yes,
fine.
that's a better way to say it. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that, Pam.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to lump you into the
Sorry
MAGA
about
movement.
that. Sorry about that, Pam.
I didn't mean to lump you into the millions of people who also voted for Donald Trump, if in fact you did or didn't, Pam. Sorry to say that.
It
right,
also
Pam?
feels like an inside dig a little bit. Like, right, Pam Ward?
Does she know that she is a Trump supporter?
Right,
She's
Pam
like,
Ward?
hey, this is what makes America great. Right, Pam? Pam knows. Pam over here knows. This woman is a big Trumper. Voted for Trump twice. Right? Right, Pam? Right? Maybe it was that. We won't know because the WNBA, hey, spoiler alert, they're not responding to a request to comment from OutKick.
Gonna go
and
team by
Dan
team
Z.
now.
I know that shocks everybody. But Disney is silent. Rebecca Lobo is silent. Pam Ward is silent.
We
no
knew that.
one's responding for
At
comment.
least Pam was silent from the jump.
On this. Yeah. Dan Z's got it right here. OutKick asked ESPN, Disney, and the WNBA if they had a comment on Rebecca Lobo apologizing for saying that's what makes America great. And if the three organizations believe that America is great, none of them responded to our request. I do like the follow-up question. Also, do you believe America is great? What if Disney just responded and said, no, it's terrible here. We want out. We're going to relocate to Luxembourg.
They've responded with the same radio silence.
Yeah.
Nothing. Dan Dockich with this post. What's wrong with all this? He's saying what we're saying. Like, does Lobo not want America to be great? And is Pam such a dipshit that purely saying that's what makes America great offends her sorry ass? Like that to me, that's exactly what it was. It was Rebecca knew it would offend her. And so that's why the silence, and that's what I guess I need to rephrase that.
Do you think
Sorry,
that they
Pam.
just go out to dinner in Vegas the night before that game and they just like get in their phones and they just sit there and like feel like the world is over
I
constantly?
think they're in such a bubble.
They're
to your
just
point.
they're just sitting there at dinner like sipping Merlot and talking about how the world is ending because of Donald Trump. Is that what their dinner consists of?
I think in professional
So then they
sports,
get there and they just can't get out of that mindset.
in many cases, professional sports, and like they're right out of college, they're in this bubble. The athletes are in this bubble. They're treated a certain way. They barely do their laundry. We were talking how there's players that don't even know how to work a microwave now. Like that's crazy to think about. And within the bubble, now you add the political talk, and this is the WNBA we're talking about. And then the whole Caitlin Clark phenomenon, and they know they've got the viewers, they've got the millions of viewers. I mean, they're in their bubble, including the broadcast, including ESPN. They think everyone thinks like them. They think everyone's offended the same way that Pam would be in that moment.
Pam. It is incredible, Pamela. She'll heretofore be referred to as Pamela on this show. We'll go by her God-given name of Pamela.
Pamela Ward.
Or is she just Pam? You think her parents just said Pam and not Pamela?
Pam.
Pam?
Just Pam. The W says Pam.
I did hear it a different way the second go-around. First time I was just convinced like, oh, Pam is like, how dare you? You're getting mad. The second time I heard it as Rebecca almost taking a shot at Pam
It's
Ward.
like right, Pam Ward?
This is what makes America great, right, Pam?
I guess
Maybe
we should rephrase
Lobo's the
that.
big Trump fan. And she's trying to like get her on that
Or maybe
side.
who
She's the
knows?
MAGA side.
Who knows? It was absolutely quite the WNBA response, or excuse me, the WNBA moment. Clay pointed out, the WNBA announcer says that's what makes America great. Apologies and rephrases are awkward silence from co-announcer who was upset with her word choice. Her word choice. The WNBA media move possible. Most WNBA, it is. I mean, it's right on point.
Can you imagine, though, hating someone so much or hating a group of people that voted for someone so much that you allow them to take away the word great in reference to America?
Yeah, America
like you have given over ownership to what is a very common, and I'll say it, great word in great, a great way to describe America as being great, that you're so offended and pissed off that you're now going to allow a group of people that you despise to only use that and you can't ever again without apologizing. I mean, that is insanity that anyone would allow that to happen. Great is a great word. Let's be okay with everybody using it. You don't have to apologize for saying that America is great.
How about let's see, instead of great, they went with what if Lobo said that's what makes America significant?
They're workshopping over at Disney right now, different words besides great.
Special, large,
America is challenged.
exceptional.
We're challenged here in America.
This is what makes America exceptional. Would Pam have the awkward silence?
I
Right,
mean-
right, Pam Ward?
This is right after Whoopi Goldberg said that black people in America have it worse than people in Iran right now. Whoopi Goldberg, by the way, millionaire black woman
Yeah.
in America
so bad.
is saying that. So
Right, Pam Ward?
I think perspective is probably at an all-time low right now from a lot of people, and I understand it, but I'm not going to apologize for it or act like it's okay. It's okay to say America's a great place. It's okay to believe in American exceptionalism. I understand if someone doesn't want people to believe that every decision America makes or everything they do is always great and you can't question anything. That leads to problems also. But it's also just fine to go back to saying this is a great country. The ideals of this country are incredible. Our Constitution is amazing. The democracy is terrific. And let's believe in America again. You don't have to apologize for that. If you're Rebecca Lobo or Pam Ward or anyone else. Quick Rebecca Lobo story. Maybe outside of Urban Meyer, the most disrespectful interaction I've ever had with a sports celebrity was with Rebecca Lobo when I was a college intern working for a pro women's basketball league in Knoxville. And I was the one charged with going and getting players for media availability, albeit there were 3 reporters at this game in Maryville, Tennessee. And Rebecca Lobo, during her WNBA offseason, played for some team out of Connecticut and was there. And I had to go get her outside of the locker room and walk her 10 feet to go do an interview. And she continued to tell me how wrong I was for asking her to do that because she had socks on and no shoes. And she had to walk 10 feet.
You.
And
Right,
I'm thinking,
Rebecca?
I clearly don't call the shots around here. Rebecca, I'm a 20-year-old doing this, and I apologize for your inconvenience. Would you like to take the time to put your shoes back on? It was kind of like, hey, how dare you? I've already got my shoes off. Can't you see this? And I'm not going to go with it.
Maybe she didn't want grocery feet.
And I think they won the game.
Remember the grocery feet reference?
Yeah. Grocery feet's a problem.
Kids running around barefoot.
If you
in a grocery?
grew up in the South, especially, you know about grocery feet in the summer. It's when you can look at the heels of a child.
You know if they've been to the grocery
and
store.
it's just black from them being barefoot on that. And I love to see the old school grocery stores that have that type of concrete floor.
Yes.
That would leave a grocery foot.
The Kroger.
Yeah. Now they're a lot cleaner. You know, all the chains and everything that's popped up, they really clean up those grocery stores a lot more than they did in our youth.
Man, we want to go back to that moment.
Yeah. The local Winn-Dixie.
Yeah. The Red Foods.
When I grew up.
The Red Food Store.
Yeah. There was like a Compton's was the name of one grocery store. There's a couple around Nashville and where I grew up, and it was grocery feet territory.
Well, Vegas, don't run around barefoot in Vegas, first off.
Nope.
But
might step on a syringe.
Yeah, that's right. But it was crazy. Where we stayed, I went with my cousin and his best friend from home. We met out there in Vegas. Come to find out, we're staying at the same hotel with Kenny Chesney, who we saw at the Bubble. At the Sphere. The Sphere, the Bubble is what we called it all weekend.
So is the Sphere attached to Mandalay Bay?
No,
or is it just
no.
kind of in the middle of everything?
It's its own entity.
Okay.
But we go into this. The second time I've been, first concert I've been to, phenomenal, which we could detail. But the Indiana Fever are staying at our hotel. They got in early, so they got into Vegas like a day and a half early from the game. So they're hanging out at the pool or whatever. Never saw Caitlin Clark until my cousin Heath saw her on the casino floor playing the little roulette, and she was winning. Go figure. She's winning on the Mandalay Bay floor playing roulette.
Always winning.
Always winning.
Caitlin Clark.
So, rock star walking up, and she's wearing, they're all wearing Fever gear.
Yeah.
All the players, and I mean you can tell they're WNBA players. They're extremely tall, as one would expect. The difference is, like, I think this goes across all pro sports. When you see them on TV, they're all basically the same size, more or less, right? So you're viewing them through the lens of, like, Chad and I are, Chad's 2 inches taller than I am, but we're basically the same size.
Yeah.
So you're viewing it through that lens, and then you see them, and you're like, man, they're freak athletes. Like, they're the top 1% of 1%. And everybody's tall. There's, Caitlin Clark, who's a rock star. Just very
Caitlin
normal.
Clark's 6 feet, I think is what she's listed as, right?
And so when you see her on TV, you're thinking, average woman height, because you're measuring them up through the competitors. And I mean, the tall players in the WNBA are tall.
Yeah.
That's what's jarring.
What do we think of Clay challenging Angel Reese to a game of one-on-one and his chances? I would put all the money I have on Angel Reese winning that game. And I'll be happy to tell Clay that as well. It would be awesome if she took him up on it. But Angel Reese is what, 6'4"?
Something like that.
6'4", 6'5". And age is a thing also when you're talking about trying to play someone one-on-one. Angel Reese, Clay's in good shape. Angel Reese is in great shape. She's a pro athlete. I think if Angel Reese, if this hypothetical game with Clay and Angel Reese happen, and clip this and send it to Clay, he'll have fun with it. I would put, if they were playing to 21, I would make Angel Reese minus 14 to win that game. Probably 21-5, somewhere around there. I think Clay would score a couple baskets maybe. But Angel Reese, with her size and the level of fitness she has right now, if she didn't want Clay to get a shot up and just guard him the full half court,
he would have to make.
Clay's going to get his shot blocked or not get a decent shot up.
It's make it take it, right?
The entire time. Yeah, I think typical it's probably 21-4.
Take it up to 3.
If they play 21, 2s and 3s, I think Angel Reese takes it 21-4.
She's getting every rebound. She's getting all of her missed layups.
Yeah.
Right? She's going to post him up.
Yeah.
She's going to get her own rebound until she scores. Clay's got to score the first basket and then get like 2 or 3 in a row to have a shot.
Yeah. I can't tell if Clay's fully serious about actually thinking he can win or not. And I know he's serious about the challenge. And I want it to happen just like anybody else. I'd love to see it. But I think you could get a little bit carried away with, there's a lot of great high school boys basketball teams that could beat the Las Vegas Aces. I agree with his stance on that, totally. Having been someone who in college practiced against a pro women's team. But to think that a man in his mid to late 40s that hasn't played competitive basketball in many years could beat Angel Reese.
Can you imagine if you won?
In the prime of her life, one-on-one.
Clay beats her one-on-one.
If Clay won, he would be our next president. I feel like that would be it.
If
Clay could beat Angel Reese, he would be elected president.
I've never seen him shoot a basketball, though. Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, he's not. I'll just say he's not beating Angel Reese.
Okay.
Having seen Clay shoot a basketball, he ain't beating Angel Reese. We
he's
played kickball with Clay.
Oh,
he's a decent athlete.
Yes.
But not exceptional in any way.
I can't say he's uncoordinated.
No, he's got coordination for sure.
He's like me. Like, it was just he could hit homers. I don't think I'm going out there.
I don't think Clay's a bad athlete at all. I'm just saying he's not beating Angel Reese one-on-one.
Again, I think the rebound factor is where it's at.
To me, it is it's more of a.
Is it call your own foul?
Hutton, do you remember when if you played varsity basketball in like junior high or high school? In high school, when you're a junior or senior and the freshman team comes up and you press them, and you just are so physically dominant.
Yeah.
They're like little children to you when they're like 8th grade going up to 9th grade, and they can't get it across half court because you're going to hard trap them every time, and you're going to body them up, and you're going to intimidate them.
And by the third possession,
and you're going to be yelling, ball, 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 and they're just not going to know what to do and freak out and turn it over. That's what Angel Reese could do to Clay. Physically, man-to-man defense, if she wanted to smother him defensively, she could do it. I feel very confident in saying this.
I also say if it's call your own foul, Angel Reese is calling a foul every possession on Clay. She's any touch.
Clay would need to foul.
But I'm saying she's going to call a foul.
Yeah.
Call your own foul. She's never going to call her own.
Now, I will say,
she's going to argue.
Do I think Clay could body her up and make it hard on her to hit shots? We've seen her inability to hit layups, right? I think it could be a defensive stalemate for a while. I think Clay could, get a body on her, box her out, and make her take difficult shots that she just launches off the backboard that Clay goes and collects.
According to Google, she's 6'3", 165. Clay's what?
Clay's got her beat in the weight department.
Yeah, he's like 185.
And he's probably 6 foot.
Yeah.
6'1", maybe?
6'1", 6'2".
I would put a lot of money on Angel Reese winning that game. Love Clay, but Angel Reese is taking that one home. But again, I do think Clay could D her up some, where it's not going to be completely easy for her to score every single time down.
Imagine this
God, just talking about this matchup, though, really makes me want to see it.
live on OutKick.
It's like we talked about bare knuckle boxing last week. It made me want to go watch bare knuckle boxing, Hutton.
Yeah.
When I talk about Clay v. Angel Reese in one-on-one basketball, it makes me want to watch one-on-one basketball with Clay and Angel Reese.
Do you think President Trump would fly in and watch this?
No, but I think that if Clay took this one-on-one matchup to President Trump, then he would be there to watch it.
We're live from the South Lawn.
Yeah, like, hey, where's the local gym he can get to quickly?
Yeah.
I think you would have an audience with Donald Trump if that happened. Yeah, I could see that taking place.
Crazy story about my phone case when we come back.
Can't wait.
That's next on Hot Mic.